After knocking out Tito Ortiz, Anderson Silva took on a regional MMA prospect in Bruno Machado for his next boxing exhibition. Machado is the lightweight UAE Warriors champion. This bout lets Silva come out as a size bully, with him fighting at formerly 185 pounds and the fight being contested at 194. His opponent fought at 155. But in the end, size didn't matter as Silva stayed safe, albeit he did look a little bit older in this fight, and Machado couldn't find Silva's head all night. Bruno Machado isn't a great MMA fighter, and this fight smelled of, we're fighting in Abu Dhabi, so here's a fighter who fights out of Abu Dhabi. He's even our regional champion. Machado has a 15-9 record, with many of the losses coming early in his career. Machado took a 4-year layoff between 2013 and 2017. Before his return, he was a 10-9 in the regional scene. On his return, he's 5-0 and won the UAE Warriors title. A little sus if you ask me. This fight took place as the co-main event on Floyd Mayweather taking on Don Moore in an exhibition in Abu Dhabi. Silva and Machado agreed to an exhibition fight and 2-minute rounds. As much as we wanted this to be a pro boxing bout, it wasn't meant to be. But that doesn't mean we can't glean any information from it. In the first round, Silva showed us some shades of actual boxing. Although he's 47 years old, he's picked up the sport pretty rapidly. Here we see Silva, a southpaw, pivot to his right, which causes Bruno Machado to follow. Once Anderson Silva sees his foe following, he follows up with a stiff jab that Machado slips. While he did miss, this portion shows us that Anderson Silva is taking boxing seriously and wants to actually learn to box, not be an MMA fighter that has found a second career as a boxer. As mentioned, Anderson Silva is a southpaw, which is the right hand forward and the left hand is used for power. Traditionally, in what is known as orthodox, it's the opposite, with the left hand forward and the right hand used for the power shot. Then there's the mythical switch hitter who hits from both sides. While predominantly a southpaw, Anderson Silva can bat from both sides of the plate. Here, Anderson Silva squares up, almost going orthodox, and fires in a right hook, which has more power because his left foot is forward. With Machado moving away, it's not as effective as Silva is a bit offline and the kinetic energy doesn't add up. But the change in direction is smart and can cause trouble against even the most experienced of boxers. Stepping on the lead foot is a savvy veteran move. In southpaw versus orthodox matchup, the 2 feet are point to point. If an opponent falls back too often going backwards in this stance matchup, a boxer can step on the lead foot to slow them down or trip them up. Silva does that to Machado here and steps on the outside of the foot to get on his opponent and land blows. At the end of the 5th, Silva is on Machado and is pressuring his foe. He's just poking at Machado with uppercuts, and Machado is covered up from the activity against the ropes. One thing you'll notice here is that Machado does land a clean left hook that snaps Silva's head, something that could be detrimental against a bigger opponent. But who is to say that Silva would fight like this against a bigger opponent? As Machado's left hook lands, Silva comes up top over Machado's lower guard from the uppercuts and lands a right hook flush to the temple. Down goes Bruno Machado, saved by the bell. When Anderson Silva smells blood or when he's hunting a kill, he is absolutely relentless. We can see here that he is pouring on punches on Machado and staying in the pocket at all costs. Silva mixes up the punches by using hooks to the body, uppercuts, wide hooks up top, and more that has Machado absolutely frustrated and frozen from the activity and pressure. Having your opponent on high alert, going backwards, and playing defense the entire time is exhausting as well. This puts Anderson Silva in a good position with the cardio disparity, something that he's always done well throughout his MMA career. As we can see in this fight with Bruno Machado, Anderson Silva is taking boxing as the sport that it is. He is not a Conor McGregor who is going over to boxing as an MMA fighter. We can see Silva putting into practice techniques used in boxing that we don't particularly see in mixed martial arts. He wants to become a boxer for the sake of learning a new skill and become a more complete martial artist.